Uh, Very welcome to all. Today I'm going to discuss the topic of X-ray film, intensifying screen processing and common processing errors. These are the learning objective. At the end of this topic, you will able to answer the component of the X-ray films, types of the intraoral X-ray films, composition of the X-ray film packet, different technique of intraoral radiography, composition of the processing solution, task design, causes of radiographic faults, and the method of radiographic processing. As we know, the image receptors are divided into the different types based on the placement of the receptors. If the receptor is placed intraorally, they are called as intraoral X-ray films. If the film is placed outside of the receptor mouth, then they are the extraoral films. Based on the character of the image receptors, they are classified into screen films and non-screen films. Again, the intraoral radiographs are divided into the three types: intraoral periapical radiographs, bite-wing radiograph, and the occlusal radiograph. As in this figure, you can see the different sizes of the films are size 0, 1, 2 are used in the intraoral periapical radiograph, and size 2 film is usually used in the bite-wing radiograph and the occlusal radiograph, having a larger size of the X-ray film. Intraoral periapical radiographs is used to record the crown, root, and the surrounding tooth. They are available in the three different sizes. Size 0 is used in the children's. The dimensions are 22 into 35. Size 1 is slightly narrower, used in the adult anterior tooth. Sizes 24 into 40 mm, and size 2 is the standard size and used commonly in the adult patient. Size is 31 into 41 mm. Bite-wing radiograph is another technique which is commonly used to evaluate the alveolar bone height, interproximal caries, overhanging restoration, or the counter of ill-fitting crowns. Especially, it shows the crown portion of maxillary and the mandibular. The size 2 film is used during this technique. These are some film holding instrument, or the paper tab can be used to place X-ray film inside mouth. Occlusal radiograph, it is right angle view of the image obtained by intraoral periapical radiograph. Occlusal radiograph is taken by placing commercially available occlusal films on the occlusal plane. The size is 57 into 76 centimeter in the diameter, and it is three times larger than the size 2 intraoral periapical films. Usually, it has some indications. Usually, is to evaluate any stone if it is there in the salivary glands, like the silolith, or used to see the expansion of the cortical plate by the intraosseous lesions formation, or to locate any impacted tooth, or to evaluate the submandibular gland duct stone, or to see the extent of the large periapical lesion, like the periapical cyst in the maxillary region. So this is how the X-ray film is placed inside the mouth. The patient has to bite slightly over the X-ray films, and the resultant image what you will get is this. This is the occlusal radiograph mandibular anterior tooth. Coming to the components of intraoral film packet. These are the X-ray components of the X-ray film packet. This is plastic wrapper, which is having two sides, white side and the back portion of the X-ray films. White or the bevel portion should be facing towards X-ray tube head, and which is having the raised dog. It is just for the orientation of the X-ray film, and on the backing portion of the X-ray film packet there is lead foil. The lead foil, it is used for prevention of the backscattered radiations, and this black paper, which is present on both sides, used for the protection of the radiation, and then blue tinted X-ray films. Coming to the composition of the X-ray film, it has the emulsion and the base. Emulsion is slightly sensitive to the X-rays at the visible light. Emulsion is composed of the silver halide grains and the vehicle matrix. And the base, which is made of either polyester polyethylene material, which is 0.23 mm in the thickness. This is the composition of intraoral X-ray films, and this is the microscopic structure of the X-ray film, which is having the different sizes of the tubular shaped size of the crystals, silver halide crystals. If the size increases, if the crystal of the size increases, the speed or the time required for the interaction is decreased. But it has less clarity or the contrast of the image. Then moving to the extraoral X-ray films, that is the intensifying screen. Intensifying screens are used in pairs and are positioned on either side of the double emulsion film. Intensifying screen is having four components: base reflecting layer, phosphor layer, and the coat. Base in the intensifying is the same as used in the intraoral X-ray films, that is made up with the polyester polyethylene phthalate material, and diameter is the 0.25 mm. And the reflecting layer, the base, then phosphor layer. In between phosphor and base, there is the reflecting layer made up with the titanium dioxide. Helps in a reflecting back onto the phosphor layer any light that is emitted by it. Phosphor layer, photosensitive phosphor salts are incorporated into this layer of intensifying screens. Inorganic salt like the calcium tungstate, zinc sulfate, and cadmium sulfate are some of the salts that are used. Nowadays, rare earth metals can be used like terbium activated gadolinium oxysulfide or petroleum activated lanthanum oxybromides are used. The coat is made with the plastic and has a thickness of 8 micron. It provides protection to underlying phosphor layer. This is the composition of the intensifying screen. The base phosphor layer film. Once the X-ray photons interact with these phosphor layers, it emits visible light, and that is how the X-ray film is exposed. And this is the cassette. On both sides of the cassette, there is the intensifying screen, and it is closely attached with the X-ray film. Coming to the darkroom design, the ideal darkroom has the coach shell design, and the darkroom can either have the doors or have the doorless maze. If the door is present, it should be light tight. The doorless maze design is preferred. The darkroom should be large enough to accommodate at least one radiation person and provides enough room to work comfortably. The room should be at least 4 feet into 5 feet in the dimensions. Darkroom equipment, where we can see the safe light. Red light is used because of its larger wavelength. It has a less penetrating power than the X-ray films. Safe light GBX is used where the working area from the safe light is 4 feet away. Next is the latent image. Latent image means invisible image, which is formed after the exposure of the X-rays to the film before processing. What happens? The X-ray film consists of the many lattice-like formation of the crystals, and they will be having sensitive sites and free silver ions, free silver bromide ions. Once the X-ray photon interact with the bromide ions, they are converted into the bromide atoms. The recoil electron have the sufficient kinetic energy to move about crystals. When the electron reaches the sensitive sites, they impart a negative charge to the sensitive sites, and the free industrial silver ions are attracted to the negatively charged silver site, and this site becomes neutral and forms a latent image. So the emulsion changes during the film processing. So before the exposure, this is the figure showing all this emulsion change. And in the figure A, you can see before exposure, the many of the silver halide crystals are present in the emulsions, but after the exposure, the silver halide crystals are converted into the neutral silver halide atoms, or the latent image forms over this base. After the developer converts the exposed silver halide crystals into the neutral silver ions, once it is immersed into the developer, and when it fixed, whatever unexposed crystals are there will get removed. There are two methods of processing: manual and automatic. Before the procedure, make sure the solution should be stirred with the separate plastic handles in the developer and fixer. Check the solution level and strength of the solution, and then unwrap the X-ray films, mount over the hanger, and then fix for developed X-ray film should be immersed in the developer for the predetermined time based on the temperature of processing solution. Then rinse it, then fix it, and then wash and dry. So this is the master tank, which is present in the dark room. Coming to the developing solution, developer, activator, preservator, and restainers are the developing solutions. Developer, it converts the unexposed silver halide crystals into the metallic silvers and begins at the latent image. Pinidone itself is the first electron donor that converts the silver ions to the metallic silver at latent image. Hydroxyquinone, it provides the electron to reduce oxidized pinidone back to its original active state. Activated sodium bicarbonate, or the alkaline compound sodium potassium hydroxide. It helps in maintaining the alkaline pH of developing solution, causes the gelatin to swell, thereby helping the diffusion of developing agent into the emulsion, and reaches the silver halide crystals. Developer are active only at the pH of 10. Preservative silver sodium sulfide, it protects the developer from oxidation by atmospheric oxygen. This extends their useful life. If it combines with the brown oxidized developer to produce the colorless soluble compound. If not removed, oxidized product interferes with the developing solution and stain the film. Restatement, potassium bromide or the sodium bromide, it acts as restrainer. It acts as an anti-fogging agent, increases the contrast, it minimizes or restrains the development of unexposed silver halide agent. Rinsing of the X-ray film for 30 seconds is necessary to dilute the developer and slow down the developing process. It also removes the alkaline activity, preventing neutralization of the acid fixer. Fixing solution, it helps in a removal of underlying underdevelopment of the silver halide grains from emulsion. If unexposed silver halide grains remains on the film, the radiographic images will appear black. Clearing agent, ammonium thiosulfate, it dissolves and removes unexposed silver halide crystals from emulsion of the film. However, the fixing for prolonged time can lead to the gradual loss of film density. Acidifiers. Acetic acid is used as acidifiers. The function acidic pH is required to promote the good diffusion of thiosulfate into the emulsion and of silver thiosulfate complex out of the emulsion. It inactivates any carryover developing agent in the film emulsions, blocking the continued development of any unexposed crystals while the film is in the fixing tank. Preservative. Preservative ammonium thiosulfate. It prevents the oxidation of clearing agent, also combines with the oxidized developing solution, which is carried over the fixing solution, thereby preventing staining of the films. Hardener ammonium sulfate. The hardening agent combines with the gelatin and prevent damage to the gelatin during handling the image. It also reduces the swelling of the emulsion during final wash, limiting water absorption, which prevents in drying the film fast. Washing. Processed film is washed in sufficient flow of water for adequate times to ensure the removal of thiosulfate ions and silver of thiosulfate complex. Any silver compound or the thiosulfate that remains because of the improper washing discolors and causes the stain. Resulting, the thiosulfate reacts with the silver to form the bromide, brown silver sulfide, which obscures in the diagnosis of the films. Automatic film processing designs the automatic processor is inlines the arrangement usually of four transfer systems that pick up unwrapped films and passes it through the developer fixer washing and drying the section of the equipment. A series of rollers driven by a constant speed motor by means of gear, belts, and chain. So this is the picture of intraoral automatic processor. Mounting should be done proper coming to the processing faults. The light radiograph is it occurs due to the underlying development temperature of the low temperature short times or development solution is deplete. Dark radiograph, the processing errors, overdevelopment, or do high contrast, inadequate fixation. Light spot to film contamination with the fixer before processing. Yellow stains it could be due to the depleted fixer, insufficient washing or the contaminated solution. Blood treatment. It is due to the movement of the patient, movement of the irritability of the double exposure. These are my references. Thank you. अरे बाहेर टीव्ही चालू आहे आणि का असं करायला लागलं